Hey guys, here's Torsten. I hope you're doing well. And today I want to give you a quick tour through Ikebukuro, which is an area pretty near where I live. And before that I will give you actually my review of Pokemon Go. I've been playing the game now for pretty much 6 days, and I want to give you my first impressions and show you a little bit more details about the game. So far in my videos I couldn't feature so much Pokemon, but actually tonight is it's dark already, so it's a little bit better to show you the screen. I'm just actually going to an electronics store to get a non-glare film for my mobile phone so that the next videos will not be as blurred. I mean, the screen will not be so reflecting too much. And well, alright, let's go into Pokemon first. So here we go. So, Pokemon. Alright, once you start the game, you will basically see this screen. You got your Pokemon Master, and you start at level 0, and you can basically, your mission is to become a Pokemon Master. And basically you do that by collecting Pokemons, and then you also have the Pokemon stops, which are either these normal stops or the ones that, you know, are glittering with the sakura tree, with the leaves here, which usually give you some better items. And at the Pokemon stops you get the Pokeballs and other different items. The Pokeballs you need to catch the Pokemon. So let me show you guys how it looks like if you go to a Pokestop. So the Pokestops are basically fixed locations, and the funny thing is that the developer seems probably they have a cooperation with Google, and the Pokestops pick up some landmarks or some stores from your surroundings. So this is interesting because just by playing the game, you know, in some random streets you suddenly come to a Pokestop and it is a random statue at the corner of the street, which you have never noticed actually before. So I'm really surprised how they managed to pick up those details, and I guess they have to be handpicked, but I'm actually not sure about that. Either way, you come to a Pokestop, you turn the dial, and then some items fall out. See, you got the Pokeballs and some raspberry, and that it is for the Pokemon. And here you see already some Pokemons in your surroundings. So you click on a Pokemon and you just enter the fight immediately. Sometimes the controls don't work perfectly, and even if you click on the Pokemon, it hasn't recognized that you want to fight it. So, and here once you come into the fight screen, you have two options regarding the background. You can have the AR turned off, like I do now, or you can turn it on. If you turn it on, the camera of your phone will pick up the surroundings, and it will look as if you're playing actually in your surroundings. But honestly speaking, hold on, the performance is really bad if you turn AR on. Especially here on my Nexus 5X. I have only been playing the game on the Nexus 5X so far, so I'm not sure how the performance is on other phones, but on the Nexus 5X, if you turn the AR on, it's pretty bad. So that's how it looks once you catch a Pokemon. It's captured in the ball, and it's not quite sure yet if it will stay, but yeah, in this case, I just sometimes it breaks out of the ball and you have to catch it again. Alright. So there are a lot of hidden controls and tweaks you can discover. For instance, when you catch the Pokemon, you have the ability to actually throw a curved Pokeball, which gives you some extra experience when you hit the Pokemon, which is pretty cool. And then besides that, you have the so-called Poke Gyms, which you see here in the background. And all the McDonald's in Japan, or most of the McDonald's, are the Poke Gyms, but there are also Poke Gyms which are not the McDonald's. So I'm not near enough at Poke Gym. I will show you that in a bit, or a little bit later. But then basically there are some stronger enemies you can fight against. So alright. So let's then also, what is really nice about the game is the music. Guess you don't hear it too well at the moment, but this kind of 8-bit style, 8-bitish music, you know, from the old Japanese TV series maybe, or some Japanese video games, which is kind of nostalgic. And if you listen to the music with your headphones, the music is actually pretty nice. So I can really recommend you guys listen to the music. The game is essentially free. You can purchase some in-game items like Pokeballs, some items that make you gain faster experience. Some people have complained that if you don't buy any of those items, it takes a long time. It would take too long actually to reach the maximum level, which is level 40 at the moment. You can see I'm level 11 at the moment. I haven't been playing the game so much, so the first levels are pretty easy to get. But like I said, the higher your level becomes, the more experience you need to advance to the next level. So sooner or later probably you want to buy some of those items. I already bought an item that increases your bag, that stores the items like the Pokeballs, and also I increased the storage capacity for the Pokemon. I spent in total something like 12 bucks. And I think that's really decent if you don't want to spend any money and just play the game like for ages. That's cool. Don't have to invest any money. And actually Pokemon Go is the first mobile game I have been playing as much as I've been playing Pokemon so far. So I'm not a mobile gamer at all, but I have to say it kind of got to me at the beginning when I started playing Pokemon Go. I was kind of so-so about it, especially if you're under level 5, you can't go to the gyms yet. It's kind of boring, it's just like collecting the items. And but also one factor that I really like about the game is just walking around and seeing other people play the game. Especially here in Japan, people are crazy. Half of the people you see walking around with their mobile phones, they're playing Pokemon Go. So this is one thing that I really enjoyed. I just like being part of this community. I know it sounds a little bit geeky, but it is kind of a cultural phenomenon that so many people downloaded this game. Of course, Pokemon is super popular in Japan, so of course people are gonna download it. What else? So yeah, guys, I mean, this is really a game you should try out even if you're not a fan of anime, of games. It's just like something you can play whenever. It doesn't really force you to play at certain times. You can just, when you walk home from your train station back to your home, you can just put in a few minutes, just collect a few Pokemon. It's kind of if you're not in the game, or if you don't like the game after a few days, and just put it aside. But for me it took 2-3 days until I actually really started enjoying the game. So alright, you see some of the more, here we have a bowling center, a gaming center. It's one of the special Pokestops that give you usually a few better items. And then we have another Pokemon. Let me try to throw a curve. So you see, if you swipe, if you try to throw this curved ball, the ball starts glittering. And then you can actually, with my left hand, sorry guys, I can't control it too well. Also, the special thing about the Pokemon is that not all the Pokemons are obviously in the same area. So really the game, if you want to collect the majority of the Pokemon, or most of the Pokemon, you have to walk around your city. Especially in Tokyo, this is really cool because it brings you to areas you might not go to usually. And that doesn't mean that you will not be able to catch all the Pokemon in one area. Maybe, we don't. It seems that the Pokemon, they are kind of circulating, because in my neighborhood I caught some Pokemon today that I hadn't seen before. And let's say you're walking around with another person, with a friend, and both of you guys will see the same Pokemon. So They are at fixed locations. It's not something randomized. Somehow Niantic, the Pokemon company, the company that made the game, they have some algorithms, or the servers basically give you the information where the Pokemons are. So it's kind of funny. I was in Odaiba the other day, and which will be another video soon. And there's a lot of this is next to the sea actually, and then you get some special Pokemon like some mud creatures, which is also pretty cool. Alright guys, so this was the first impression, basically my impressions about Pokemon. Definitely worth checking out. I'm not gonna give you a score for this game. If I had to, I would rate it something like 8, 9. A little bit hard to tell because it feels, it's really a lot of fun, but it feels like it's the first iteration of the game, and there's still gonna be a lot to come. So definitely, I'm pretty sure they will bring tons of items and obviously new Pokemon. So yeah, it will be growing over the time, and definitely has a lot of potential. So if I had to rate it, something like 8, 9, pretty high, especially because it's one of the first games of its kind. Alright, so let's take a look a little bit where we are. This is, like I said, Ikebukuro, and it's one of the more underrated areas here in Tokyo. I think the reason for that is that, you know, on some parts here in Ikebukuro, there are some sleazy areas, a little bit of a red light district, but you know, nothing too hardcore, as prostitution is not officially allowed in Japan, and there's some like girls bars. So the impression or the image that this area has is actually that it's a little bit, you know, dirty. But the cool thing is about this area is there are a lot of bars and a lot of restaurants, rather on the cheap side. Really everything from Indian restaurants, Italian restaurants, French, like a lot of izakayas, and all really, like I said, on the cheap side. I'm here, I just came walking from my home, so I actually came from the area that is less crowded, but you can already see, and this is here, it's 8 o'clock in the evening now, and it's still pretty crowded. If you come here at the weekend, it's crazy, mostly with young people. So like teenagers come here a lot. That's also a reason why the area is not like so super popular, because the people who are like 20, 21 and want to be cool, they don't come to Ikebukuro. They go a little bit to fancier places like Ginza, which is a little bit more fashionable, more stylish. And yeah, in front of us we have the station. It's a huge shopping malls over the station, and completely surrounded in all directions of the station. There are like tons of side streets with, like I said, restaurants and gaming centers, a lot of electronic stores. Even if you actually, you know, before going to Akihabara, and if you saw my Akihabara video, I showed you a retro gaming store. The same chain is here in Ikebukuro. So, you know, in a way you have everything here in one place in Ikebukuro. You have the gaming centers, you have some gaming stores, also some, you know, used gaming shops, like the Traders store I showed you in my other video, and the cameras here, lobby. Yes, those are like super huge electronic chains, selling you TVs, you know, washing machines, whatever you want. And yeah, the last thing I actually wanted to do with you guys is show you the gym for Pokemon, and we have one right in front of our nose. So let's go. I have to go a little bit closer and able to enter the gym, and then I want to show you how the fights look in a gym. I mentioned it in my other videos, the cooperation between Pokemon Go and McDonald's. I'm not so sure if I'm the biggest fan of it. All the young kids being lured to the McDonald's. But either way, So, okay, yeah, I should be able now to fight at the gym. Okay. Alright, there's a much weaker Pokemon here. So, let's pick this one. Should be able to defeat it. So, let's fight it. Let me find a place where I'm not standing in the way. Okay. Okay, go. Fighting works if you just click on your own Pokemon. Can't really like control it too well now. I didn't before the fight. Actually, you can choose the Pokemon going into the fight. I didn't do anything of that. I should have prepared better for the fight. You see, I put in a pretty weak Pokemon. It's getting smashed. You can put 6 Pokemon in the fight. Oh damn, I lost. Hold on. Let me do this again. Okay, there's a little bit. Yeah, you can choose between the Pokemon you want to fight. But the one I just fought, he's a little bit. He's already gone. So that's maybe the reason. I think that wasn't a regular fight because usually with the Pokemons here, you can choose your lineup. Oh, okay, I see. You can only choose with one. Depending on the gym levels, etc., you can actually choose the different Pokemon. So here you see. But my strongest Pokemon at the moment, you can choose how you sort your Pokemon. If you sort them by your combat power, you will have the strongest at the top. And you can see my strongest Pokemon at the moment is 493. So I think even if I went in the fight, I would lose it. So I think I gotta run. Yeah, but so these are the main features. You have the map, which is cool. You have the Pokestops where you can select the items or get some items. You have the Poke Gym, and the special thing really about the game is how it is embedded into the real world. This is the whole flair about the game so far. Plus, it's nicely done. So yeah, please check it out, and leave you with some last pictures of Ikebukuro. Pretty shiny. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.